Now it's up to the first 40 minutes for the Tigers and the Sharks. Live Friday night from Leichhardt Oval, Wilson. Straight up into the defence. Miller just looking for support players. Again in the dummy half roll. Straight across the paddock. Very soggy Leichhardt Oval. Probably looking in better shape on these pitches, Bill, than what it actually is.
Yes, it does, Graeme. They've had some more rain here during the day, and those dark patches are about 6 inches of mud. But, you know, while it won't affect Balmain too much, I think you'll find that Cronulla will try and play the game outside of them anyhow.
Gary Jack gets the penalty. The Cronulla players inside the 5 metres from the kick. Barry Russell was the culprit. Jack will look for touch. Finds it inside Cronulla territory.
Further to your comments about Gary Jack earlier on his arm, he's still got a massive amount of strapping and support around that right arm of his, so it could be that it's still a little bit fragile.
Now Edmed. A very big, strong Balmain pack. Rex believes that's where it's going to be won tonight. Roach, welcome back by Bobby Fulton into the green and gold colours. Neal. Pobji. Sirinen standing very wide and busting Cronulla right open. He's got support inside. Wayne Pearce gets a pass away, but it comes undone. They were on the way for a try, the Tigers.
Yes, this was a great bust on the Nissan replay with the big fella Sirinen getting through 2 defenders there. Got a pass back into Pearce. Pearce's pass there to the support was just behind, just couldn't handle it. Could have been an early try to Balmain.
All revved up the Tigers. Barry Russell steals away from the scrum base. Coleman comes in off his wing, driven sideways in defence from Maguire. Now Miller. Again, he's just hunting out of that dummy half position. Straight across the paddock. Once more, Sorensen. Miller, blindside. Standing very flat was Magor. Nowhere to go and in a whole heap of trouble.
Grand final against St George on that occasion, going back a number of years, where Schubert took a pass, a kick like this near his line and ran the ball well away. This was James going, Grant going beautifully, was ankle tapped, managed to get his pass back inside there to number 12, Bruce Maguire. He got it on a kneel. Watch the aberration there. He must have dug into a deep bit of mud because I thought he was going to fall over. But he came away with a beautiful pass. Now here, with a beautiful try. Now here it is. Watch him again as he just digs in at some stage. There he goes. We all thought he was going to go down there, but he carried on. That's a really good try, a spectacular try, just the sort of try the Balmain fans wanted to see.
And the dispatch clerk has dispatched them. Mick Neal, second try for the year. And I'll tell you what, when he took the football, that line looked an awful long way away.
Well, I was cut off in the prime earlier there. I was talking about Roach, Sirinen and Maguire all having to be selected in the Australian team, and the danger in a game like this, just before they go away, of going quiet, not wanting to get injured, and thereby miss the tour. But each one of the three of them has been very, very involved, and that's great to see.
Now here's Andy Currier, 11 goals for the Tigers already. And we're in Tiger Town as if you didn't know. Steadies himself. They've been threatening right through this game, the Tigers. Here's Currier's kick. It's going to be good. Right between the posts. So the Tigers over Cronulla, 6-0.
Back live Friday night football, 6-0 to Balmain. It's a fair indication of the play. Gary Jack did Magor pretty easy. He needed the assistance of Eddinghausen to finally put paid to his run.
I thought Magor came up too quickly.
Now Pearce. Pobji finds Edmed. The Balmain forwards are doing it so well. A vital 2 points for the Tigers as they'll lose some of their stars on the New Zealand tour. Neal gets his kick in. Docking Running backwards, takes it beautifully. Away from his own quarter. Steps inside Sirenen. Taken by Hardwick. Now Porter. Head down. Cronulla struggling in defence somewhat. Lee. They keep on working a short blind side. Coleman just takes it inside Balmain territory. Russell. His nearest support, Speechley, was about 25 metres away. He couldn't get the ball to him. Now Speechley comes in to use it for the kick. In behind Steve O'Brien, way too strong. So, misjudgment from Speechley, the turnover for Balmain, and probably more problems for Cronulla, Peter Sterling.
Yes, they look a tired football side at the moment. Obviously, they've got a couple of guys backing up from Wednesday night, but, you know, Balmain look like busting them every time they're in possession of the football.
Pearce. Back for Hardwick. Neal. Roach, been causing so many problems. Pops it up for Brasher. They spread on this occasion, Cronulla. Maguire. Straight up the middle. Neal. Away from Docking. Down to the quarter line and perfect for the little halfback.
Well, I know young Nick Neal here, he's playing a sterling game. I don't know how he's ever left out of this Balmain side. I must say that only the times that I see him, he's always playing a great little game. A very, very good chaser of the football, a great kicker of the football, and a very wholehearted player.
Well, Davidson in from the wing as the Sharks get the scrum win. Speechley. And Docking into the back line. Beat the first tackle, looked for an inside pass, there was no one there. Pulled down about 5 or 6 metres from the halfway mark. Gavin Miller lurking out wide, got a good ball away, and here the Cronulla Sharks now with Coleman getting up towards the corner line. The kick ahead from Speechley's come up a Balmain player, and the Tigers have come up with it.
Yeah, that was a rebound. Here is the kick, goes straight into Roach, rebounds off him, but it's not a knock-on. Rebound in the rule book.
So the Tigers with what looked like it might have been a little bit of a storm brewing from the Cronulla side. Now the scrums are pretty even, just 3-2 the Sharks have them, but the penalties favour the Tigers 3-1. Hardwick wrestles his way up to about 12 metres from halfway. Roach again, looking for plenty of work. We got one more tackle left in this set. Neal. Coleman gets it on the first bounce. Can't get past Brasher. And really, Bill Anderson, I was expecting to see Eddinghausen and McGaw take this game by the scruff of the neck. As Currier makes another break, come back in a minute, Bill. The Englishman got a pass back inside for James Grant, who's going in and out and trying to get around the ball, but Docking comes from behind. But Neal's out of backup. Oh, the little man gets the pass away to Jamie Currier, and he's in to score. What a magnificent Balmain try.
Absolutely beautiful stuff there by Balmain, and Currier was in it right up to his boot top, so that's allowing for a fair degree of mud that he's run through. Here's Maguire getting the pass away out to Currier. Now watch him weave his way back infield. Very, very smart football. Drew the defence. Now watch Grant as he runs this McGaw backwards and forwards. One side, then the other side. Gets the pass away as the tackle comes. Neal unselfishly looks to his right. Currier's there on the backup, and there's a fine try. You won't see better. This is Currier, the Englishman, came out here virtually unheralded. He's a fitness fanatic, likes to do a lot of training, and it's showing in his play tonight. Away to Grant. I love the way he turned McGaw inside out there. McGaw takes the tackle, gets it away to Neal. Neal looks out there, and who's popped up? Currier, and Currier in to score a smart try. Believe me, that's a good one.
Made no mistake putting that football down, Currier. You ask him, he'll tell you he scored 2 already tonight. Only been awarded that one. And the 23-year-old Englishman who makes a living from football. in to score a magnificent Balmain try. Bill Anderson, while he's setting this goal, I started to ask you the question. I was expecting to see Eddinghausen in particular, along with McGaw, but we haven't seen much of him.
Well, Eddinghausen hasn't put his stamp on this game at all, and he's a player with all of the skills in the world, but they're no good to you, if you don't put them together on the field. We'll just wait for this kick, but I know Peter Sterling's got a few things to say about that.
All right, we'll check with Peter in a minute, but watch this kick first of all from Currier. 2 metres in from touch. And this looks a great kick, just swung around wide. It was a great kick, but didn't get the money. And the Tigers lead Cronulla 10-0. Currier down the blind side is 10 metres short of halfway. Now here's Neil. Played very, very well. Edmund will play it. Back to Maguire. Just under 2 minutes to the half-time break. As Roach serves a pass up for Big Sirenen, who's belted through. Little Nick Neal's with him, but he's gone the other way to Currier. I know Currier's got the pass back to Neal, who's juggled it. It's come back to Currier. And he puts the football down.
Well, that was slow motion. Did he give himself up? I think he thought that he was going to be pulled back from forward pass.
I think you might be right.
Anyway, it was a beautiful try. See it again on the Nissan replay. This is quality football. This is beautiful. Look at Roach. Calm and beautifully crafted try there with a pass that was held up beautifully onto Big Sirenen. He busted them out of the way as if they weren't there. He gets the pass out there to Currier. Currier goes hard and strong. Looks back on the inside as the defence came in the shape of Eddinghausen. Got it to Neal. Neal got it back to Currier, and Currier trots over and gently puts the ball down. I think he thought the last pass was forward. It wasn't. Take the try, son. Keep going. Never give yourself up. Look at Sirenen go through that defence there. Is this fella going to be a bit of a handful for the Kiwis over there? In my view, he's the type of player we need, as is Roach, in the forward pack. But there's Currier, a very slow motion try, and I suggest that he really does pay a bit of notice to that. If he gets told about it, he must never give himself up. He's got to keep going as if everything's a lay-down misère.
There didn't even appear to be a hint of a forward pass, did there? I can't understand that. Very strange. Certainly gave all the Balmain supporters heart failure anyway.
He did indeed.
Now here's Currier with the attempted conversion of his second try, and he's already had one disallowed, so he's right in this football game. And he's pushed this out to the right, so he can't add the extras. But it's still 14-0. Balmain over Cronulla as the half-time siren sounds, and the boys have a well-deserved break. Hey, Cronulla, plenty of thinking to do.
Hammered to the ground. Neal kicking. Nearly into the crowd, though. All the way back. Disappointed. One of the few errors from Neal. Right on halfway this scrum will pack. Peter Sterling, as I said, you tipped Cronulla at the start of the match. Maybe not enough of the Eddinghausen magic.
Well, that's obvious, Graeme, and I'm afraid that footballers and jockeys are the worst judges in the world, and I'm just going to prove that. So, yeah, it's been a poor performance by Cronulla, and I didn't expect them to put 2 back-to-back performances like that. Obviously, a pretty dismal one against Brisbane last week, and they just lost one against the scrum there, which doesn't help their cause either.
Well, the minor premiers of '88 will now find themselves in hot water in that scramble for the fight. Great ball popped up for Brasher. Into the clear. He'll go all the way to score and wrap up this ball game. Docking way too late on the scene, but Balmain doing it so well.
Well, Becking's got an instant input into this game. It's a beautiful run and a release of the ball as they go in this situation. There he comes, the replacement, run a yard and popped a beautiful pass to young Brasher. Now, Brasher shows a very clean pair of heels here. He's carrying the ball in the wrong arm for a fend, but nonetheless, he did it all so well. Now, watch again the beautiful little run here of Benkick. Here he comes, and there he goes with a pass. He drew 2 men. Now, young Brasher shows a clean pair of heels. He scored a try in the last 2 matches of the Balmain side. I've got a big rap on this boy. I've seen him in the last 4 or 5 games that we've covered, and he's been an excellent player for them. I think if his head doesn't get too big, he'll be a schoolboy hero, and he'll probably kick on and be a much better footballer than he is now. But at the moment, he's not too bad for just short of 18.
And the young man, James Grant, will take over the kicking duties. Courier was getting some mud from the eye. Won't be fixed in time to take the kick. His first attempt for Grant, and remarkably for young Timmy Brasher. Well, there's Courier. For Timmy Brasher, he was a man that Bill Anderson and I were running our eyes over earlier in the year, would you believe, in the Commonwealth Bank Cup. And playing for John Paul as Grant now. Looks for the extra 2. He doesn't have any problem. No work for the linesman there. They didn't have to move. Balmain got it by 20-0. Alan Neal, the Tigers, well and truly sparking those semi-final hopes again. Cronulla having a woeful night as Miller just puts the kick in. Down to Grant. Kicking open side can be dangerous for a player like this. He keeps it alive for Pearce. He's got Gary Jack outside. Jack stepping just outside the quarter line.
Absolute craziness to kick to the open wing like that.
Maguire heads it back up the middle. He's still going. He'll get it away. Balmain keeping it alive. Pearce back away for Hardwick now. 5 metres away. They're stretched to the limit once more, the Sharks. Neal standing very, very wide. Podgy. Roach, he stands, goes back to the middle. Sirinen, wrapped up in the big mud patch, about 12 out. Podgy, he's got support, doesn't use it. Docking's got him. They look as though they'll score again through the legs. Back for Sirinen. He just charges ahead with a don't fend. Get out of the way, Sirinen's been saying all night long. Neal knocks it on. So the crowd were hoping for a try.
Now, Gavin Miller has never impressed me as a representative player. He can be outstanding at club level with the players that he plays regularly with.
Look at Chalmers, gone straight through the gap, and they're not going to catch him. Tony Chalmers been on the field about 60 seconds, that's about all, and he's in the score. Another Balmain try.
Yes, well, it came from this. Just Neal's involved again, and that's the way it goes. Neal's had one of those nights. He's been involved in pretty near everything that Balmain's done, but Chalmers just hot-footed it away. I think the fact that he's just come on and his pressure gave him the edge on everyone, but he got a beautiful pass to him. He saw the gap. He didn't veer. He didn't do anything except run straight and hard through the gap diagonally. Gary Jack came back on the inside to give him an alternative to pass to, but really he's done nothing except run straight and hard, and that was sufficient for him to go right through, beat the Wilson tackle. Jack, you can see, coming back on the inside. He's very aware of the fact of backing up, and Chalmers just goes and scores a very neat try with a strong put down at the end. The ball was banged down on the ground. A little bit dangerous to look at, but quite effective. Tony Chalmers, former Parramatta wing three-quarter, was on for 60 seconds and scores a try. So the Balmain side now lead 24 points to 0. And James Grant having his second kick at goal.
Successful with his first, and this is about 4 metres in from touch, right on the corner line. Pushed it to the left, so he can't have the extras, but gee whiz, it's a very strong 24-0 over Cronulla.
Leichhardt Oval, 24-0. Balmain over Cronulla, Friday night football. And another midfield bomb from the Sharks. It's been their last resort. Gary Jack, wonderful in the air.
Nissan replay. Gary Jack shows everybody that's watching, all the skill kids, how to take a football. That is magnificent. No thought of self, just flew for the ball, turned his body slightly sideways, and took a beautiful catch.
Balmain just getting it away from their own quarter line through Bankick. Now Edmed. Last tackle against Balmain. Neal. Docking. Not going to have a chance, I don't think, to link up with anybody. Defence down very, very quick through Parrish and Podgy. Davidson right up the middle. This Cronulla side, as I said, they were minor premiers last season, but they've had 66 points scored against them in the last 2 weekends of Winfield Cup football. And they really haven't looked like posting any points themselves. Russell trying to dart. Now, Neal, outstanding tonight. So's Ben Roach. Again, one of those dummies, and Jack's there to support him. Just gets ankle tapped as he was about to find himself into the clear, Jack. Podgy, Parrish, they want it wide. Cut out pass. Quick hands from banking out. It goes to James Graham. Look at the acceleration. The little tip over the fullback. Eddinghausen getting back. I think it's a Balmain side. Timmy Brasher's got his second. Great football from the Tigers out wide.
Yes, beautiful stuff here. Watch the movement quickly to the right. Just quick hands out there. There was one pass that went to ground and bounced, but it bounced fortuitously for the Balmain side. Benke gets it out to James Grant. Grant puts on the accelerator, goes up the sideline. When approached by the fullback, he did a little kick back on the inside. Now watch the pace there of Brasher, who's got there without any doubt in the wide world. He scored that one. Here's that move again from low down and head on. There's the pass that went astray. Benke loading out to Grant. Grant up the sideline. And he's set to score a try, but the fullback comes into court there, so he gets the kick over the top. Now watch Brasher. Brasher lobs right on top of that football, and that's his second try for the match. We'll watch it again from this point and see exactly. Yes, that's no question of doubt in my mind that he scored a very good try.
Tim Brasher. Great finishing tonight. And Grant now 1 from 2. Has another kick from out wide. Is that final replacement for Balmain's made as Edned leaves the field.
Well, the crowd are giving him a round of applause. That's very nice to see.
Grant doesn't strike it well at all. The scoreline's an embarrassment for Cronulla, 28 points to 0. Now, Bill, there's a fresh man out there for the Sharks.
David Harris in 16 replaces Michael Speechley, who's put in more effort than most of the other Cronulla backs.
Billy, it's now 70 points in a fortnight against Cronulla. I wondered, you asked Peter Sterling about taking them seriously after this one. It's difficult for him to bounce back.
Very poor defensive effort, and it's not just lack of enthusiasm.
Now they're only about 5 metres out. Balmain will be desperate to keep their line intact. There's approximately 2 minutes of play remaining. Wilson plays it. And they're very, very close. Docking is only, well, you can see how close, only about 3 metres away. A swirl and a pirouette from Alan Wilson. I think he's there, is he? Staines it is. Staines is in under the post. Well, a very soft try in the end.
Yeah, Dan Staines will take the try, though. It's scored in a very convenient position. It's a pirouette that does it, and a tiring Balmain defence. There was the tiredness of Parrish, although he's a replacement, and Brooks was there, but nonetheless, he scored the try. Well, let's give them credit where credit's due. He scored only on the line, and didn't take the ball into the in-goal area, so that, to me, I would think that Dan Staines would be happy that he scored a try, but a little bit, shall we say, reluctant to take the points.
It's his second try of the year, and putting the ball down on a position that Andy Currier reckons he put the ball very early in the game and wasn't awarded the try. That's history now, as this game is from a Cronulla point of view. And Steve Roach, look at Steve Roach, he's really laying the law down there about that try being scored.
Well, here's a problem for Balmain. Hardwick coming off holding his hand. If he's a regular replacement for them. If he's got a broken wrist or something, they'd be in trouble.
The conversion attempt is successful from Alan Wilson. So it's now 28-6. Yes, Hardwick coming off holding his arm, his hand, or his wrist, in fact, and Benny Elias is already out with a broken thumb, and Harvick has filled in very capably tonight as hooker. So thinking to the halfway mark. There's the siren now. Mercifully bringing him in from the Cronulla point of view. The flags fly high for the Tigers, and why not? Because they are convincing winners here on Nissan Friday Night Football. 28 points to 6.
Okay, well, let's go through the scorers because there are plenty of them. Neil scored a try, Carrier scored 2, Brasher scored 2, Chalmers scored 1. Carrier kicked the